Studies have now shown that the institution of marriage as we currently know it to be might start going extinct by year 2035. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ivy and I'm a YouTuber and content creator based in Asaba, Delta State, Nigeria. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 reasons why the institution of marriage is going through a lot of challenges now. This is year 2025 and studies are showing that by year 2035, the institution of marriage as we know it currently today would start going into extinction. Now, why is this happening? Like, what has changed? What is changing? In this video, I'm going to be telling you all that. Firstly, the sanctity of marriage and its vows are no longer being respected, being held in as much high regard as it once was. It is fast being eroded in this generation. People don't see marital vows as anything. They just see it as words that are spoken and not vows per se. You know, when you make a vow to do this and do that, you are held to a higher standard. A vow is something you don't take. You don't take a vow. You don't make a vow unless you are certain, absolutely sure that you intend and that you will be able to abide by whatever rules and regulations comes with such vows. Now, one of the vows of marriage that people have taken for granted is the issue of infidelity, cheating, extramarital affairs, not respecting. You know, you chose to take that person, forsaking all others. The woman made the vow, the man made the vow. And now, these days, it is no longer like that. Unfortunately, both parties, both male and female, they've gotten to that point in life, we've gotten to that point in history where neither is able to tolerate cheating. Now you will hear men crying, "Oh, men are polygamous by nature. Men are polygamous by nature. We can, date as many women as we like. We can do this, we can do that." That might have been true in the past when men were sole providers, and you'd be like, "Okay, I'm providing, so because I'm the provider, you have to abide by my rules and regulations. Even if I cheat, like, you can't go anywhere." But now things are changing. Women are earning too. Women are even sole providers in some instances. So things are no longer as they were before. So you do that and the woman calls you out the first time, calls you out the second time, calls you out the third time. The next thing she's like, "Man, I'm out the door. There must be a better man out there who would respect me, who would respect the monogamous type of relationship I want or I would prefer." Now, when it comes to cheating, over time, people have seen a lot of things. We've seen spouses who got infected with life-threatening diseases, ailments, HIV, AIDS, hepatitis, and so many others. We've seen spouses who literally got spied by mistresses or boyfriends of better halves because they got tired of waiting because of promises that the other party made without your knowledge. And they knew while they were making those promises that they just wanted to go out there and eat another food and they were not ready to leave. Now, the tolerance threshold of people in this generation has gotten so low that people are less and less willing to tolerate cheating in marriages. And so you see instances where you hear a guy say, once you cheat, it's over. The place of forgiveness is gone. because I feel like cheating is like a deliberate action. It's not a mistake. Like, you know, and you willingly, deliberately went to take that action. Now, most times I say male, I say female, but more often than not, it is on the female side, because studies have also shown that women are more often than not, the ones to push for divorce in such cases as this. Because if a man, for example, knows he's polygamous in nature, then he should, at the beginning of a relationship, tell the woman or let her know that he's a polygamous man, and so there are chances of, you know, having other wives or other, you know, women in his life. But when you get married under the act, you get married in church, you take those vows of you forsake all others, you respect this partner, you would be with them through thick and thin, you would do this, you would do that, and you end up betraying those vows. You see, most times I discuss with my male counterparts, and they're always like so quick and really easily triggered when they're like, oh, we can, you know, even if I date a girl, I still love my wife. And I'm like, if that's your wife, that your wife that you say, oh, I still love my wife, if you find out she's dating other men and she's saying, oh, I'm dating other men, but I still love my husband, how would you feel? And you're always quick to say, for what? I will leave her, I will do this, how dare she? Like, you know how painful it is for a woman to find out her husband is cheating? It is the same pain you as a man will feel if you find out that your wife is cheating. Now, some women have taken it to the next level, that they know they are going to leave that relationship, but you know, they want to pay tit for tat. They want to like pay you back in your coin. They want you to feel that pain. That's everything. They will pretend, and then they will go all out to cheat too and rub it in your face, and you feel that pain and that sting. And when the marriage, they already know that marriage has broken down totally. They already know that they are not gonna stay there. So even when they get caught, they're not ready to apologize. They are ready to leave. They're owning to their full chest, like, I'm done and I'm done. So the sanctity of marriage is no longer being respected by people who are going into the institution these days, and those who are entering it also. Let me just put it this way: the sanctity of marriage is no longer being respected by men who are going to the marriages, and women who are going to the marriages are not tolerating what their mothers and grandmothers are tolerating. So they're able to take that nonsense from any man. So if you're not able to zip up and respect your vows, then I mean, let's go our separate ways. You probably get a lady who will tolerate that, but not me, or so it goes. And so that is one reason why there has been a rampant increase in divorce cases. You see divorces of less than 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, and women being more financially, stable, independent in this era, this generation. It has made them less tolerant, like less tolerant than their parents, their mothers, their grandmothers. So the institution of marriage, as we know it, would cease to exist by the 2035, because cheating has come to stay. Men cheating these days is not restricted to only men, but it's more rampant with men. Men have chosen to see cheating on their spouses as a guy's thing. There's nothing to it. It's not just following a babe. Girls are pursuing them. Young girls who see married men as stable sources of income and all of that. And the men who took these vows on the altar with their better halves, their spouses, are no longer respecting those vows. And so divorce will only continue. And a point will come where people going into marriages will not want to go into marriage as we know it. There's going to be a new institution of marriage, not this one that we know, with set rules, repercussions, with sometimes it might just be an agreement. Let's not get married. Let's just live in. We procreate. We have our rules. an agreement in place and everybody goes about their life the way they want. It's coming to that stage. The second reason why the institution of marriage as we know it today could cease to exist by year 2035 is because of traditional gender roles reversal, especially financially. Now, for the longest time, there has been this traditional method or traditional gender role that has been institutionalized. Kind of, men are brought up with the mindset of, oh, you're going to provide for your family, you're going to do this, you're going to be the head, you're going to be the financial provider. And women are brought up, oh, you're going to be the homemaker. Is this what you would do in your husband's house? Is this what you would do? You're taught how to cook, how to clean, how to do this, while the men are taught how to provide. Now, in this era, we're seeing situations where there are now being traditional gender roles reversals. The women are working at earning more. Sometimes women are even earning far, far, far more than their spouses. They are contributing 50-50, 60-40, 100-0 to the house, to the upkeep financially. And so you find situations where it's now like, okay, men provide, women work, but now that woman is providing, are you not supposed to take care of the domestic chores? You're finding situations where the woman is working, providing financially for the home, and then she's expected to be primary child caregiver. She's expected to do the domestic chores in the house, cook, clean, do bedmatics, and every other thing that she's supposed to do. And it's like, oh no, what is the man bringing to the table? Just your meager 50% or 40% or 30% or whatever it is you're bringing, and you just come, oh no, monkey the work, bamboo the chop. That era is long gone. So you find a situation where women are pushing more and more on, okay, we are contributing as well financially. So, I can't go to work and you go to work, and we both come back from work at the same time by 4 p.m., pick up the kids, and I'm still supposed to go into the kitchen to fix dinner, give the kids their baths, do assignments with them, and then start tidying, packing their lunch bags against school the next day, while your work, once you get back from the same office you went to that I went to, the same workplace you went to, and close at the same time, as soon as you got back by whatever time we both got into the house, probably you were resting, pressing your phone, watching the news, doing something. The woman has prepared dinner. You just, probably served you as well. You just eat, cross your legs, and that is that. And women are beginning to resent all of that. And they are like, no. You have to now as well join in domestic job. And forward-thinking men are doing that. They are helping out. They are cooking. They are cleaning. They are joining in primary caregiving for the kids. They are doing that and a lot more. But that is just a very, very little percentage, like little percentage. At the very highest, 15% out of 100%, which is still not good enough, because most men still believe in those traditional gender roles. So hence you see a man who will still bring his measly 50%, 40%, and will not want to assist in doing domestic chores, in cooking, in cleaning, in doing caregiving for the kids, and doing all of that, because they will tell you it is not an African thing to do. I am a man. And so women of these days, being more financially independent, being more self-aware, they are saying no. Even during marriage classes, what is being taught to women, like I heard last time there was a colleague's sister who was getting married, and she said the marriage classes, men, they were firing the counselors questions, putting scenarios and everything, and they faced them. Like, times are no longer the way they were. Be a submissive wife, be the more. They're like, that era is gone. We are not, yes, we'll be respectful and this and that, but that era of just bearing with mental stress and everything, no. Marriage has to be a union, and if both parties are not bringing their best to the table, then it's not worth it. They say that the marriage class scattered, everybody went. Pastor had to intervene at a point. It was a very funny story. Then you cannot imagine what the Gen Z, the next set of of young ladies and men are gonna do. Like the whole institution of marriage as we know it now, by year 2035, that's another 10 years, it's going to be so radicalized, so different, so strange to even us. Even us that are in it now, self, we are just, maybe we might be the last batch, last set of people that are going to be saying, oh, I've enjoyed how many years married, because the institution of marriage as we know it, like a lot of things are going to change. I'm sure as at that time, during marriage classes, they'll be teaching, oh, men will work up and do domestic chores and do this and do that. Of course, you have to assist. Women will provide in addition to the man to the home. Maybe then they might be preaching or advising, provide 50-50 or whatever. But the institution is going to be so radicalized and different and strange to what we are seeing today, that some people decide to get married, like they're going to go through the wrongs and they are going to see so many things. At that point, who knows? There might actually be no marriages. It might actually just be contracts, legal contracts. This is my position. This is what I want. This is your position. This is what you want. Let's do it like this. And if it doesn't work, everybody go their separate ways. Like no marriage, no divorce process, no whatever. So that's the second reason. Change in traditional gender roles. The third reason why marriages are going extinct and why the institution of marriage as we know it today is going to start going extinct by year 2035 is because a lot of women who watch their mothers, their grandmothers suffer in the name of marriage, emotional torture, physical stress. As at that time, there was no option of divorce, because even your parents will send you back to your husband's house. It was so shameful. It was so unheard of. You left your husband's house, you're no longer married. The shame, the disgrace on the family, on even you can't even come out. A lot of women grew up watching their mothers so bitter, so angered, so in life, like you grow and you meet them and you watch all these things, and at the back of your mind you are saying, this can never be me, this can never happen to me. So they are building up that mindset. They are going in with, I won't take this, I won't take this, I won't take this, I won't take this. Marriage has to be a compromise. Like, you cannot just get everything you want, because the same men you're getting married to are still men who watch their fathers do these things. Their mothers couldn't leave, they couldn't complain, and they are seeing this as a standard, as what was acceptable. So they grew up under that same environment, and so they are thinking, okay, it's okay to do this. And then you are ending up with women who have seen what happened to their mothers, who are saying, we will not tolerate you. So there is that clash. And you find out that within a short while, women are in such marriages with such men who, they see replicating traits their fathers did to their mothers, or things their mothers tolerated that they have vowed they will never tolerate from any man, and they see themselves in positions where they are being forced to tolerate such things. Before you know it, as long as they're financially stable, financially independent, they are out of that marriage. And when this becomes a recurring thing, we're just in year 2025, and you can count the number of divorce cases that go on yearly. 2024 alone, and it had such a high number of divorce cases, it was troublesome, it was worrisome. So you can just imagine the number that is going to go on, and the point will come where it's like, okay, this institution is no longer working. People are no longer, as patient, as committed, as willing to compromise as it would take to make this institution function. So let's review it and see what can be put in place to make it better. Or the other option, no more marriages. The fourth reason why marriage as we know it, the institution of marriage as we know it today, will cease to exist by year 2035 is because divorcees are no longer being shamed in this day and age. I mean, there used to be a time, like I mentioned in the last point, how women couldn't leave their home, they couldn't get divorced because of the shame, because of the the reproach that went along with it. But this day and age, more women are doing divorce parties, women are throwing divorce parties, women are going to tell you, I'm a single mother, I am divorced, I am divorced. And they are saying that even these divorcees, these women who divorced their husbands for one reason or another, are getting remarried, are meeting guys, getting remarried. There is this beauty hair influencer vendor, Wanika. She got divorced. She had 3 kids. She remarried one Ghanaian guy. She has a kid for him now. And she's enjoying her life. Things are going well for her. The guy loves her to bits. So it's like, it's no longer a thing. Like, I know so many. There was also this Big Brother girl, Queen or so, who had a baby like 1 year, 2 years after that. She eventually got married to another guy who had never been married before. And things are happening. People are no longer looking at divorcees like, oh, you are scum of the earth, you are this, you are that. So they now know that there is no longer that cap, there's no longer that cork on top of, oh, you can't get divorced, society will shame you. No, it's a normal thing now. Nobody's looking at you twice. She's divorced, oh, move on. And like, it's not like before when you're like, oh, she's divorced, and everybody will gather and like, what happened? What? Oh my God, no. She has to go back. Oh, the shame, the family name. Now it's like, oh, she's divorced. Oh, really? Next. So nobody's bothered. People are like moving. You're seeing a lady today with this guy and like, he's my husband, and in the next 2-3 years you're seeing how the other guy, oh, this is my husband, and it's like, what is going on? So because the shame, the let's say public outrage, the attack against divorced women in society is no longer as it used to be before. Women now find it easier to leave marriages that are abusive, marriages that they find out are not working, probably marriages that they find out they have irreconcilable differences with their spouses, and so they just know. Or maybe marriages with just lazy spouses who are depending on them for everything. Like, that will bring us to our next point very, very soon. So this is one reason why the institution of marriage as we know it could cease to exist by year 2035, because women are no longer being shamed. So, we find a situation where people are marrying and divorcing and marrying and divorcing and marrying and divorcing and marrying. Like, it's just becoming too rampant. And a point will come when, before you even get married, the things that the institution is going to put in place will even make you think twice about going into that venture in the first instance. So this one that we're just getting married, make use of it now, because by 2035, when you hear marriage, when you hear all the things you have to do to get into that institution, you might, like, the institution as we know it now, just bring someone, your parents agree, you go and marry, are you working, are you, the standards right now are not even so high. You can just decide to get married, and before you know, you're married. But by 2035, the institution as we know it now is going to have more stringent rules and principles in place that intending couples are going to have to abide by, or else they can continue living their life, being normal living partners or what have you. Like, it's currently being done in most Western countries. And the fifth and final point, which I was about mentioning in the fourth point, is that a lot of men are now being babies. Even the Bible said, it said a man who cannot provide for his home is worse than an infidel. You have a situation where women are providers, women are taking care of the home front, women are being primary caregivers, women are doing everything, and the man is just there, wanting to be babied, wanting to be treated like a child, to be provided for, to be fed, to be clothed, to be housed, to be doing everything, and you still want to come and prove that you are the head of the home. After all, I married you. Maybe the woman even provided the funds for him to marry her in the first instance. Who knows? And then you have that, and in such instances, in such situations, women lose respect for such men fast, like this, so fast that they don't see you as anything. And that is why you hear most times men say, oh, when women start earning more than men, when they start doing this, they start to do this, they start to do that. Oh, she's earning more than you. What are you doing with your time? She goes to work in the morning. She's going to earn the bread, the cheese. Normally, when you are working, I think before you come back from work, you are seeing a hot meal, you are seeing the home clean, you are seeing everything, children welfare taken care of. Now, the chips are down, things are the other way around, and you are home all day playing video games, playing draft, gisting with your friends, sleeping, reading newspapers, doing nothing. And then when she gets back from work, you expect her to go into the kitchen to cook for you, to feed you, to take care of the kids for you. Most likely she might even be from the office to go to school run. So why exactly are you there? What are you contributing to the union? What is your deal? You might just as well not be there. Really, you might just as well not be there. So this over prevalence of men who need women to be doing everything for them, men who want to sit down and be taken care of rather than with the women sitting down and be taken care of, men who want to become odogures rather than the odogus. Most women will not take that. And so you could find out that in the course of this video, I had been saying that there's been a prevalence in divorce cases. There's been a prevalence in divorce cases. There's been a prevalence in divorce cases, and women are divorcing men. Men are divorcing women. Divorce cases are beginning to increase and increase. And it is this increase in divorce cases that is eventually going to lead to a change in the institution of marriage as we know it today. There's going to be a drastic change in the institution of marriage, and the institution as we know it today by year 2035 is going to start going to extinction, because it's no longer going to stand. It's no longer going to be accepted. It's no longer going to be seen as a standard at that time, with the way the world is going, the way things are changing. No woman wants a husband as a child. If I have to do everything for you, you are bringing nothing to the table, I might just as well boot you out. And then you find women living such marriages, living such men, divorce. And imagine that marriage is not up to 3 years, 4 years. You have such situations where now you have families, you have ties, you have homes where the man is out of the picture. You have the kids, you have the wife or the ex-wife now who is just handling things by herself. And because there's that bond that has already been formed, especially when there's a family unit involved, whether you like it or not, one way or the other, the man is still, for the little bit responsible men who still have love for their kids, who still want to be a part of the lives of the children, they are still going to be coming into the picture, be coming for events, graduations, and all of that. So you are always going to have that tie, but the institution that bonded you both together, the marriage, has ended. Recently, there was a judgment, I think a court judgment in Ghana, where a man was absolved of his parental responsibilities towards the children, because the lady had tried to do everything. The children didn't even know their father, they didn't know. So the woman was like, okay, just absolve him of all his parental responsibilities. I want to be the only parent of these children, because the children don't even know their father is not doing anything, he's not providing nothing for them. He's not in their life in any way, shape, or form. And the court granted the prayer. And it was all over the news. So, guys, let's be prepared. Let's be ready for the radicalization that is going to go on. Let's be ready for the new marriage institution that we're going to be seeing by year 2035. And if you're already married and some of these points apply to you, see, just know that you are heading for divorce sooner or later, because you will bear up to a point, and when it gets to that point where you can't bear no more, you're gonna take a walk out the door, because divorce is now seen as a thing of acceptance. It's acceptable. When you try all you can and it doesn't work, you feel free to walk out the door and leave the other party to their own wills and whatever it is they want to do with their lives. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned till the end. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. And until I come your way again, remain blessed. Bye guys.